Hey everyone, this is Alex again. I just wanted to do an update on how I'm doing with my depersonalization and just to let you guys know again how I'm coping, the things that I'm doing to try to get better. I also didn't get a chance to even give a little background as to why I even got depersonalization in the beginning. Not that it really matters, because everybody gets depersonalization for one reason or another. Me personally, the reason that I got depersonalization, it wasn't a very horrifying thing that happened to me, but what did end up happening to me, I guess I wasn't able to handle it, or my brain wasn't able to handle it for whatever reason. But what ended up happening to me was I I was doing really good in my job. I'm really good with my family life, with my fiance, soon to be husband. We were gonna start a family, so I got pregnant. Ended up having a miscarriage, and I was doing really bad afterwards. I was going through some depression. I've actually suffered from depression on and off since I was about 13, 14 years old. And so I was going through a little bit of depression, and I pushed through it because, depression for me is not a big deal. I feel sad for weeks, months, before when I first got my first episode, it was for about a year. I didn't know what it was, but I got through it. So when depression comes on, it's not a big deal for me. So like I said, I was going through depression, and what ended up happening after that, about 2 or 3 weeks after, which was of March of 2013, was when I had my miscarriage. I ended up going back to work very soon after my miscarriage. I would say about a week after my miscarriage, I went back to work. I was ready to get back into my old life, ready to do what I needed to do. So what ended up happening was I was at work one day, very early in the morning, got up around, I want to say 4 or 5, to go to work. Was in a training, and I'm sitting there all day, hadn't eaten nothing, was very hungry. My fiance, soon to be husband, I asked him to bring me something to eat, so he did. And so I'm sitting there, and what ends up happening, I start having tunnel vision while I'm trying to listen to the trainer. I didn't know what was happening to me. It was very scary. I went to the restroom, cleared off my face, and everything seemed okay. So I went and I sat back down, and it happened again. And I was like, oh no, I have to go. So all day, I'm suffering from tunnel vision. I ended up in the emergency room. They told me it was just, I guess, an anxiety attack, a panic attack, whatever it was. Then they were like, you're fine. So I didn't go, or I tried to go to work the next day. Same thing, still having tunnel vision. So I ended up leaving, I would say, about 2 hours after being there. Went to my local doctor, which was like a clinic. He took some blood. Ended up finding out that I had a very, very, very bad infection, an ear infection actually, which was causing my tunnel vision. So I was put on antibiotics for about 2 weeks. I was still suffering from the tunnel vision for about the first week. And then after that, it was, after I finished my antibiotics and everything, it was just, I had the depersonalization and I didn't even know it. I felt very, very dark, very lonely, very scared, just scared that I was going to get the tunnel vision again. My anxiety was through the roof, and 6 months later, here I am, with the later added bonuses of depersonalization, where you're really foggy, you feel detached from yourself, you feel, scared in your own body, you look down at your body and your arms, just, they feel terrible, and it's really hard. to go through. Um, and I've been suffering for it for about 6 months now. And it's really hard. I haven't been able to return to work. Um, the thoughts that go through your head are just the scariest thing in the world. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry. I'm sure all of you who are going through it know. And it hurts when you're doing so good. Like this past week, I was doing amazing, just amazing. I felt great, and it was so hard for me to believe that I could feel normal after going through all of this. Just your mind all messed up, like all messed up. That's practically what it feels like your brain is messed up. And from one day to the next, I was just so foggy. It almost feels like you can't see. And it upsets me because I want to try to have another child. And I don't know if I can. I'm afraid of what the hormones will do to my brain. I'm afraid to even take vitamins, which people that I've seen on the boards and bulletins, which I'm sure all of you have been on before, that they say that the hormones just mess you up even more. And I don't know if I'm doing things right. I'm doing everything that all the boards say. I'm doing what I've told myself, what I've told other people. And it's really hard, to use distraction as, how could I say it? As the key to getting better, because sometimes distraction doesn't work, especially when you're sitting there and you're trying to watch a movie or you're trying to read a book and you can't even follow the simplest plot that there is available, on the movie to see. And I was at a point where I was thinking, oh my God, I'm getting better. This is going away. Slowly but surely, it's gonna go away. And then me and my fiance, we talked about it and we're like, let's do it. Let's try to have a baby. So we tried, and just the thoughts that go through my head of, oh my God, what if I am pregnant? And how will I take care of my child? Will I ever be better to be able to have a family? To go from trying to have a family to almost feeling like you're losing your mind. I think that's the hardest part for me. Knowing that I was just such a level-headed person. I don't do drugs. The only thing I've ever really done is maybe drink beer, or not even beer, but a little bit of tequila here and there. What the normal person my age would do. I'm 24 years old. The normal person my age would do. And it's hard. The hardest part about this illness is not what you go through. It's knowing that it's not right. I think it would be easier to go through something like schizophrenia. Not to say to anybody out there who's going through it, that it's easy. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, you don't know that it's happening to you. What with depersonalization is, every second of the day that you shouldn't be feeling this way. And that's the hardest thing, is knowing that you shouldn't feel this way. That I know all of you out there know what I'm talking about, but I'm doing better. I'm not gonna sit here and make you guys think that the advice that I gave you is not working, because it does work. It does. It's the relapse of when you're like, well, I'm just gonna check in, and see how I'm feeling, and there's moments throughout the day when you feel great, when you feel just wonderful, and then there's moments where you're looking around and you're like, where the hell am I? Who have I been this whole life of mine, you look at the world around you and it's confusing and it's scary, and I don't know. I mean, I guess this is supposed to happen. I know this is just your brain's way of taking care of you and keeping you from being scared or having fear, but this is fear in itself, and that's what keeps you here. I just I've done better. I'm not gonna lie, it's easier to cope with. It really is. Like, I don't freak myself out as much, and I just go about my day. Or when you just feel in that really, really trippy place and you don't want to be there, it's hard. And I know that there's a lot of videos on YouTube about this, and I'm gonna post this other one on there. But I just I know that there's a lot of you out there that are going through this. And for me, when I go onto the bulletins and I've seen that people have gone through this for years, it scares me. Like, I know it scares everybody else to be, oh my god, I'm gonna be stuck in this, I'm gonna die like this. No, you're not. You're gonna get better. I think that every day when I'm taking my walks in the morning, which make me feel so much better because I'm getting sunlight, I'm getting out, and I'm seeing different things, even though I don't feel 100%, which it's hard. But when you are walking around and you think, I'm going to be alive for a lot of years, I have a lot of years to go. Even for you older people out there, you still have many years to go. And you don't see people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s that have this because they have gone through what they need to go through. And I just want all of you to know that you will get better, and patience is key, and you're gonna fall back into it just like I have, just like everybody else has. You're gonna fall back into it. You're going to relapse, and it's gonna feel worse than the last time it happened, and it's not worse. It's just you're going from feeling good to feeling terrible again, and it throws you down. So I mean, I just wanted to do an update to let you guys know that I'm coping so much better, even though it feels like it's getting worse. It's really not. But you're gonna be tested every day, and I just want you guys to know that just hang in there. And with time, either there'll be a cure for us, or slowly we will get out of it. So that's all I wanted to say, just to let you guys know again, how I'm doing, how I ended up like this. So I hope all of you guys have a great day, and if you have any questions or comments, or if you just want to say, hey, I liked your video, or hey, I'm sorry how you're feeling, anything, just post me a comment down at the bottom. Thanks, guys.